and chlorine. ये वो elements हैं, oxygen and nitrogen. These are the four elements जिनका dot and cross diagram आपको आना चाहिए. And then you have compounds. You have CH4, NH3. CH3OH was not in the syllabus earlier on. New syllabus में ये है. Okay? So these are the ones that you must know how to draw. But that does not mean कि इनके अलावा कोई आएगा नहीं. इनके similar molecules भी आ सकते हैं. One example that I always recommend you should do is HCN. Okay. So now let's go on. Let's draw them. So I would suggest draw any two of these. Nitrogen बना लो या oxygen बना लो. कोई दो बना के आप फौरन भेजें मुझे. So the method to draw any dot and cross diagram is to obviously start with the atoms that you have. So for example, if we have nitrogen. So I'll start with, I have two nitrogen क्योंकि N2 है. So two nitrogen means that I have this two circles for each nitrogen. First thing is you should write the symbol in the center. Don't draw a circle for the nucleus, लेकिन symbol center में बनाए. Second, think about the electrons that it will share. पहले आपने वो बनाने. So nitrogen is in group 5. So इसको 8 तक जाने के लिए 3 electrons share करने पड़ेंगे. So it will share 3 electrons. So 3 electrons इसके और 3 electrons इसके share हो जाएंगे. Now it had 5. It has shared 3. So जो बाकी बचेंगे, you draw them. So 2 for these and 2 for these. This is called lone pair. And this is called bond pair. So always draw lone pairs at the end. And how do you draw them? By first drawing the bond pairs, then subtracting those electrons from group number. Do not draw lone pairs before that. और कभी भी ये नहीं करना कि वो नाइट्रोजन है 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन बना लेता हूँ बाद में देखूंगा. नहीं. Always start with the circles, then bond pair, then lone pair. Now sometimes we need atoms in the center. For example, let's take this one. CH3OH. How do we draw this? So the first thing to know is how many bonds will every atom make? Carbon will make 4, hydrogen will make 1, oxygen will make 2, and hydrogen will make 1. How do I know that? Again, group number. A group number में देखूं, carbon is at 4, so it needs to make 4 to get to 8. Hydrogen is at 1, so अगर उसको 0 पे जाना है या share करना है तो उसको 2 करने हैं या 1 करने हैं, because it only has one shell. Oxygen is at 6, so it needs to make 2 bonds because it needs to get to 8. Now, the one that needs more bonds goes in the center. So carbon को ज़्यादा चाहिए तो carbon goes in the center. And H3 मतलब 3 हाइड्रोजन इसके साथ हैं. So 1, 2, 3. O, so O यहाँ पे आ गया. And then H, because H को उसके साथ bond बनानी. Now let's start with carbon. Always start with the outer bond electrons first. So carbon और hydrogen को एक एक share करना है. So एक इन्होंने कर लिया, एक इन्होंने कर लिया, एक इन्होंने कर लिया, एक इन्होंने कर लिया. 4 bonds उसकी बन गई. And then oxygen needs to share one with this hydrogen. तो एक एक bond pair तो सबने बनाना ही बनाना है, otherwise तो bond ही नहीं होगी. Now let's see. Carbon had 4, it has shared 4, no electrons left. Oxygen had 6, it has shared 2, one here, one here. So it has 4 electrons left. So you draw the 4 here so that these are its lone pair. ठीक है? And that is the method to draw any diagram. Let's try one more. C2H4 बनाते हैं. So if carbon, 2 carbon है, तो हर एक को तो 4 चाहिए. So that means both of them will go in the center. And I have hydrogen. So 4 hydrogen, 2 with this, 2 with this, labels. Again, हर एक ने एक एक bond तो बनानी है. Now let's see. 4 electrons total और carbon के पास और 4 bonds वो बना सकता है. It has made 1, 2, 3 bonds. 4th bond उसकी रहती है. और इस कार्बन की भी 1, 2, 3 bonds हैं, 4th रहती है. So ये दोनों आपस में वो share कर लेंगे. And there you go. You have done it. This is called dot and cross diagram. You can use this diagram to make another kind of diagram which is called Lewis structures. Lewis structure. Lewis structure बनाने के लिए all you need to do is that one bond pair is one line, 2 bond pairs is 2 lines. यानी single bond के लिए 1 line and double bond के लिए 2 lines. So यहाँ से देखो, carbon and carbon, they have 2 bond pairs, 2 bonds and double bond है. So we'll draw 2 lines and each hydrogen makes 1. Right now, angle doesn't matter. आप इसको ऐसे भी बना सकते हो, आप इसको ऐसे भी बना सकते हो, आप इसको ऐसे भी बना सकते हो. In O levels and IGCSE, the angle does not matter. Similarly, for this one, iska Lewis structure. Why don't you try to draw it? Go on, draw the Lewis structure of CH3OH. So if you've drawn it, I've received one answer that is correct. So carbon in the middle, oxygen, hydrogen, 3 hydrogen idhar hai. Everyone has single bond. So ये हमारे पास Lewis structure बन गया इसका. So आपको एग्जामिनर इस तरह के Lewis structure देगा. I would still suggest कि आप practice के लिए इन सब को draw करें. So how do you draw it? First, figure out what goes in the center. Obviously, the one that needs more electrons goes in the center. So for example, in carbon dioxide, carbon needs 4, oxygen needs 2. So carbon goes in the center और oxygen उसकी sides पे होगा. Then you start with bond pairs. अगर किसी को एक bond तो सबकी होगी, लेकिन double bond चाहिए या triple bond चाहिए, you put those electrons there, and then you put the lone pairs. So that is 3-step process to drawing all the diagrams. Now what is left is, by the way, any questions so far? One new thing that is added to your syllabus, which was not there before, is how some molecules conduct electricity. And that, oh no, wait, वो आपके syllabus में नहीं है. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's it. आपके syllabus की सारी requirements हैं. We have figured it out. We have solved it. So I would suggest that you review this topic. रिव्यू का तरीका क्या है? रीड फ्रॉम द बुक. अगर आप कोई बुक पढ़ रहे हो, अगर कोई नोट्स पढ़ रहे हो, तो रीड फ्रॉम द नोट्स. ओके.